Welcome to episode 2 of The Dugout. I firstly just want to thank everyone for the positive feedback and reaction to the series so far, and I'm delighted about all the messages and well wishes. This weekend I was back in Newry for another Damolly FC game, and I know, this is the second Damolly game in a row. I have written a length about the history of this fixture on my Facebook page and what it means to me, so you can check that out as well if you like. So yeah, regardless of the series, it was probably a fixture that I was always going to be attending. Damolly versus Dunnaman, first versus second. Dunnaman are currently flying high at the top of the mid-Ulster Division 2 table, but an injury to star striker Michael Harper before the big game was not ideal. Damolly were looking to bounce back after a disappointing defeat last week to West End Hibs, and a win today would move them above Dunnaman into first place. The start of the game was extremely cagey and nervous. Both sides looked as if they were afraid to concede first, and there was not many chances created. The game came alive as Damolly were awarded a penalty for a foul on McGowan. Matt Smith, who missed the penalty in last week's fixture, made no mistake this week as he gave Damolly the 1-0 lead. Both keepers were kept on their toes most of the afternoon. Dorn and nets for Dunnaman did well here to avoid a handball, and Johnny Irwin, in his first appearance of the season for Damolly, did well to shake off the rust. Damolly in the first half looked the more dangerous in the final third, and McGowan on the right hand flank was nearly impossible to stop. He found himself again with plenty of space, and his shot towards the keeper could only be put into the back of the net by Dorn. Both sides suffered two early injuries to midfielders McParland and Harper. Jason Lennon, who came on for Damolly, had a real impact, and his aggression and presence in the middle of the park made a real difference. Again, McGowan was unleashed down that right hand side, and this time his cross struck the arm of the Dunnaman defender, and the referee deemed it a handball. Up steps Smith again to give Damolly the 3-0 first half lead. Dunnaman and Rogers did their very best to try and grab a goal before the half ended, but Damolly, who have at times been vulnerable at the back this season, defended well. As the second half began, Dunnaman came out the livelier of the two sides. They came close with a free kick before grabbing the next goal. A well taken finish by 𝗘𝗽𝗶𝘀cie𝗱𝗲 gave the 𝗘𝗽𝗶𝘀𝗀𝗍 side hope of a potential comeback. Their eyes lit up and Rogers found himself 1v1 with Irwin, but the Damolly keeper made a massive save to keep the score at 3-1. The impressive Damolly duo of Smith and McGowan were the eventual game winners of the match, but Adam Dodds had a magnificent game for Damolly at a period in the match they were under pressure. With the momentum and possession with Dunnaman, Dodds slotted effortlessly into centre back to replace the injured Paul Henning. Standing in as goalkeeper last week, he has been one of Damolly's standout players this season and a real team player that can play in multiple positions. Strong and aggressive in the tackle, and for usually being the smallest person on the pitch, he is exceptional in the air. He was also assured in possession, and for me it was one of his best performances in a Damolly jersey. When I was selecting the squad last year for the cup final, he unfortunately had to miss out as he was carrying a knock. It has been brilliant to see him perform so well recently. Attack after attack came from Dunnaman in a stage of the game that the next goal would be crucial, but the Damolly defence were resolute and Dodds was at the heart of everything. Damolly began to grow back into the game themselves after a period of pressure from Dunnaman, and Smith's attempt was just a teaser of what was to come. Damolly finally took advantage of their speed on the counter-attack, and next came two fantastic individual goals. McGowan broke and found Smith, who completed his hat-trick with an unbelievable bit of skill and finish past the keeper. A special goal from Smith, the league's top goal scorer, with his 21st goal of the season already. Smith then returned the favour with a cross into McGowan, and we would just let him do the rest. McGowan has also hit 21 goals in all competitions this season, as him and Smith make up one of the deadliest duos at the moment in mid-Ulster football. The next two highlights just summed up Dunnaman's day, who knew they were not at the races. They'll be keen to put this one behind them and bounce back with a win next week at home to Lurgan BBOB as they continue their own push for promotion. So 5-1 scoreline on a great day for Damolly, who had some special individual displays, but manager Gareth Young will be delighted with the whole performance of his side and probably especially how they defended during that difficult period in the second half. This is how the current Mid-Ulster Division 2 league stands, with West End Hibs also winning this weekend to keep the pressure on the top of the table. So again, thanks very much for watching, and if you would like me to visit your team or ground, drop a comment below and let me know. Thank you.